280 to 366 Q.A. 280. Do we get time for the period in between Enloadva scan and Depart 2 RT scan? A. No. Back to top. 281. My postmaster told me today that we are to scan in only one box holder on those dates we receive them. For example, on Monday we get the penny press. Historically we got credit for a box holder at the head-out office, and a box holder at the intermediate office. Now she tells me we are to only scan in one box holder at the head-out office. Is this correct? Yes, entering a box holder and choosing all deliveries gives credit for the number of pieces based on the total boxes on the route, including the number of boxes from the intermediate office. The same is true when the carrier enters a WSS mailing credit is based on the total number of boxes on the route. Back to top. 282. Local management has told us that they no longer need to input our time entries from the 4240. They say all of that is being uploaded from the scanners. Is that correct? A. No. Continue to use the 4240 until notified otherwise by this union. If local management will not allow you to use the 4240, contact your steward and file the grievance. Back to top. 283. If I pick up an envelope for stamps purchase and have to bring back for clerks and then deliver back to customer next day, do I get counted for both entries? No, it is only one transaction. And you are required to carry an adequate supply of stamps to fill orders on the route. Back to top. 284. Who is to map the route? I understand the carrier assigned to the route. But I can't find if or where it specifies if that includes a hold down. If an RCA is holding down a route, should that carrier be mapping the route or is it the discretion of the PM to choose? The carrier normally assigned to the route should do the mapping whether the regular carrier, an RCA on a hold down on a regular route, or an RCA assigned to an auxiliary route. It is not up to management. Back to top. 285. A carrier in our office is training a new sub and she was informed that the trainee is not to perform the rec scans because she is on green card time. Is this true? A. Absolutely not. Anyone delivering mail on a rural route should be using the REX activity scans and any other appropriate scans on the MDD. Back to top. 286. I have a business that mails 3 to 5 packages a day that are under 2 pounds and have no barcode. How would I be credited for picking them up? You will receive credit for any additional handling time under end of shift duties. Collection of mail and small parcels from the box is included in the standard for the box type. Back to top. 287. How do carriers get a proper count of all packages on the route when someone from another office helps deliver using an old scanner with no GPS or rural activity scan options? Those scans would not be captured. This should not be happening. Please contact your steward. Back to top. 288. What would be considered an additional trip to a CBU? At any time you have to make more than one trip back to the vehicle to retrieve mail or parcels. Enter AUTHDISMOUNT and enter the total number of trips taken that day. Back to top. 289. When an RCA gets back from their assigned route for the day and goes to PM case on the route they are assigned to the next day, we know this is not correct procedure, but management has not stopped it. The question is if they switch their route in the scanner, will the appropriate route get the credit? There is no credit for PM casing. The PM casing entry on the MDD stops the clock on your end of shift time. Casing time, whether completed in the AM or PM, is included in the time allowance for each type of mail and based on the number of pieces received each day. It has nothing to do with actual time spent casing. Back to top. 290. Does it matter how many trips one takes to load the LLV/POV? There is no limit to the number of loading trips. It takes what it takes. Multiple trips could be required for mail, parcels, or even second trips to the route. Carrot back to top. 291. Many days I don't take any time for lunch. If I do, I will record the actual time. We have been told the new system automatically records a 15-minute lunch. I thought this was at our discretion. But the system does not automatically record any lunchtime. You are being misinformed. Carrot back to top. 292. My manager said the mapping system will not allow the delivery point to be more than 500 feet from the mailbox and the park point to be more than 150 feet from the delivery point. He is moving the delivery point so that the distance doesn't exceed those amounts. I have many deliveries that greatly exceed those distances, some over a quarter of a mile, but less than a half mile. Is this correct? A. Absolutely not. The mapping program puts up a flag if the distances exceed the parameters you stated. However, that does not mean the distances are disallowed or must be changed. The flag just indicates to the user that they might want to verify the placement of the delivery points. Please contact your steward immediately. Carrot back to top. 293. If the 4003 was just verified and RCCS mapping has a different mileage number which is correct. For purposes of calculating the route driving time that is built into your evaluation under REX, the mapping mileage and TCPs and interval measurements are used. For purposes of EMA only, the 4003 mileage is used. If the carrier believes there is a discrepancy in mileage on the 4003, they may request a remeasurement with a vehicle with a calibrated odometer. Carrot back to top. 294. If an RCA is giving parcel assistance to a regular carrier and has to make 2 trips to the door, should they be hitting the trip-to-door key and inputting the number of trips made to the door? A. Yes. Carrot back to top. 295. What do you do if your acting supervisor completed your mapping without your permission and it's not correct? I. Contact your steward immediately. Carrot back to top. 296. If a route is split or a regular is receiving AUX assistance, do both parties do the required scans for loading the vehicle? A. Yes. Carrot back to top. 297. Are study offices who have been completing REX scans for years now supposed to be compensated for the REX scans during the trial weeks? Management is stating they are already built into our evaluation, so we aren't receiving compensation for them. A. That is correct. And the scans are built into the study routes at 18 seconds per scan. Carrot back to top. 298. If I am not certain the REX scans were built into my evaluation on my study route, how can I verify? Contact your steward who can request the last mail count sheets from the route. Carrot back to top. 299. I have a business that is closed every Saturday. They typically receive well over 8 pieces of DPS every day, so I have been credited with a parcel the next delivery day. Do I put in UNSCANPARCEL to receive the parcel credit for the non-delivery of those pieces on Saturday? A. Yes, as you deliver the bundle on Monday. Carrot back to top. 300. What is the exact time credit, pieces per min, for the delivery of DPS letters and FSS flats? DPS letters, 86/minute. FSS, DPS, flats, 70/minute. Carrot back to top. 301. When we are entering AUTHDISMOUND entries for a carrier pickup event at a location that is not an authorized dismount on our dismount distance worksheet, how does the system calculate the distance? First, AUTHDISMOUNT is not the correct entry to use at a carrier POO event. The proper entry for multiple trips when delivering or picking up at an address that is not an authorized dismount location is trip to door and indicate the total number of trips made. The distance is calculated from the mapping of the DDD and the door. Carrot back to top. 302. How do we ensure that carriers are being